Hi, I'm Samantha Graff Benmore with the Graff Group Toronto, and welcome to this week's Matrimonial Monday. Today, I want to talk about something that often creates unnecessary stress in divorce real estate negotiations: offer deadlines, sign backs, and the pressure to rush. In a regular sale, people already feel anxious when an irrevocable deadline is approaching. In a divorce sale, where there may be two spouses, two lawyers, financial advisors, emotions, and sometimes very different opinions in the room, that pressure can become even more intense. I often hear people say, we have to sign this back before the irrevocable or the deal is dead. Not always. If the sellers are accepting the offer exactly as presented, then yes, that deadline matters. Acceptance must happen before the irrevocable expires. But if terms are being changed, whether it is price, closing date, deposit, inclusions, or conditions, that is not an acceptance. That is a counteroffer, which is really just a new offer. Now, don't get me wrong. There is another argument to be made about keeping momentum going. Strong buyer interest is valuable. And when parties are engaged and emotionally committed to a deal, timing can matter. Momentum can help keep buyers at the table, reduce second thoughts, and move negotiations forward. But momentum should come from smart communication and efficient decision making, not panic or misunderstanding. So, why does this matter in a matrimonial sale? Because one spouse may want to move quickly, while the other wants more time for legal advice or financial review. If people misunderstand deadlines, they can feel pressured into decisions they are not ready to make. I always remind clients and counsel that speed is not the same as strategy. In divorce sales, thoughtful decisions often protect everyone better than rushed ones. There is another important point. Once you counter an offer, the original offer is effectively rejected. So the process needs to be handled carefully, especially when multiple decision makers are involved. This is why in our matrimonial files, we often encourage enough irrevocable time for both parties and their lawyers to properly review terms before anyone responds. That can reduce conflict, reduce panic, and it ultimately creates better outcomes. The lesson is simple. Do not let the clock create confusion. Understand whether you are accepting, countering, or still reviewing. They are very different positions. If you are a family lawyer, a mediator, divorce coach, or financial professional with clients navigating the sale of a matrimonial home, and you want an experienced real estate partner who understands both negotiation and family dynamics, Cheryl and I would love to connect. I'm Samantha Graff Benmore with the Graff Group Toronto, and I will see you next week for another Matrimonial Monday.